welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to do some swatches of my Too Faced Melted lipsticks. I have acquired quite a few over the time that the collection actually came out, which was last year, and they only had 4 at that time, and now I feel like I think they have 20 or maybe more, so they've come out, you know, more and more shades, and I've just accumulated some colors that I found in all those different ranges. So I'm not trying to brag about what I have, I just want to show you guys in case you guys were interested, because liquid lipsticks are all the rage by certain brands. All of them are coming out. And this is more on the high end. I know NYX and other brands have their other ones, but this to me is that perfect middle ground because it's not like you're spending $25+ for a lipstick, which some brands are. This is that medium tone. I believe it's $16. I will put the price down below just in case I'm wrong, but I think they're $16 a piece. They are super buttery, as you will see when I get into the swatches. So I'll go over a few highlights and a few cons to them before we get started. My lips took a beating, so they're not like, they don't hurt, but they start getting red after a while. Now this formula is very rich and it goes out kind of like a gloss when you first start applying it. I thought it was more of a gloss, just a really opaque one, but it actually does stain your lips the longer you keep it on, and it does dry to a semi-matte finish. Some dry more matte than others. You kind of have to see how it goes on your lips. I find that the deeper colors go a little bit more matte, and obviously if you just take a tissue to press it against your lips, that will make it matte a lot faster. I have noticed that some of them do need lip liners. I won't say which ones because I kind of forgot. I just know when I put it on, I'm like, oh yeah, I needed to wear a lip liner because it does feather into your actual lips. So my recommendation for you is, if you can, try to find one that is similar to the color. Me, I sometimes just use like a nude one because you just want the lipstick to adhere to that liner and not feather. Now, it really doesn't matter what lip liner you choose because these are opaque. So as soon as you put the color on your lips, that's all you see. You do not see the liner. I could literally pair a deep red liner with like a nude melted lipstick and it won't make a difference. So whatever works for you, even the invisible liners, go for it. And if you really want it, I was just checking my teeth to see if it's on there. You really want it to stay on all day, no matter what, whether it's eating, and these will last throughout eating. I have tried it. Everyone's different. If you eat a Sloppy Joe, I'm not going to say it's going to last, but they will last to the extent. But I do recommend lining your lips with a concealer or a concealer brush, anything like that, because that's going to even keep it on and make it not feather as much or at all. So it really just depends on the person. I do recommend when you're using these to use at least 2 coats. You don't necessarily need to, but again, to have that vividness and that opaqueness throughout the whole thing, that's what I do recommend. I did use the actual applicator throughout the whole video, but when I actually use this at home when I'm about to go out, I do like to use an actual lip brush so I can get a more precise and even layer on the lips. If I'm out and about, I don't really care. I'm just going to put it on. It's not that big of a deal. So that's all up to you. I don't think the applicator is horrible whatsoever. A lot of people do have problems with these type of applicators and some people don't. I'm one of those people, it doesn't really bother me, but if you're crazy with that edge being super on point and sharp, then make sure you use a lip brush. And right now I have 2 colors that I mixed together. I have Melted Velvet for the deeper tone and then Melted Candy for the brighter tone. These colors are super easy to mix and they're super fun. You don't need a lot at all. They're not super drying. And they do stain your lips and they will stay on a very long time. They will be glossy for a bit until they dry. So it's up to you if you want to make it matte or just let it dry on its own. Okay, so let's get started on to the swatches. So the first color that I have is Melted Marshmallow. This is a super pretty, fun, girly pink. It probably won't be everyone's favorite just because it is bright and it is baby pink, but this is a great one for anyone that wants that bright spring. This reminds me of a very spring into summer color, or like when you're going to those carnivals. This is a color that's super like cotton candy like to me, hence it's called marshmallow, so pretty similar, but it is really fun. My next shade is Melted Coral. This has to be one of my favorite ones. This was the first one I ever purchased because it was super bright. I think when they came out it was summertime, so I really wanted that pop of color, and this is like the ultimate like summer in the sun color. It's that perfect coral. Now some people like corals or don't. I am a total coral lover. I think it goes awesome with any skin tone, whether you're super fair or you're super dark. That coral is just beautiful. So this one has to be in my top favorites. Alright, this shade is Melted Candy. This has to be my most current favorite, even though I've been saying they're all my favorites. I recently just purchased this one. It was super bright and fun and still had a lot of bright color to it, but like deep at the same time. It was really similar to the color Jelly Donut, but this one had a little bit more berry tone in it, and it's super, super pretty. I just love that hot deep pink. Super fun. I love this color to either do like a wing liner and a strong lip, or wear this like going out. I think it's super, super flirty. Alright, this shade is Melted Violet. Now Melted Violet is that super cool color, I find. I think that this color looks best on really rich skin tones. I think it just looks beautiful with the skin tones, and it makes the lip just pop. Now obviously these can work for anyone because they're so bright, but rich skin tones I think just look absolutely beautiful in this color. And this color is definitely not for everyone. I feel like you gotta be bold to wear this. So I do implore anyone that's wanting to venture out into the other colors besides those hot pinks and those reds. This color is a statement color, and I think it's really cool and different, and there's not a lot of companies that make this type of color that's accessible in stores. Now this is Melted Fig, and this color was my favorite for holiday time. More into that fall colors and then winter colors. I love this one. I would describe it as a purple toned berry. So it is more on that berry side. It's not straight purple and it's not straight berry. It's that perfect in between. And then it's really not that dark when you want to talk about winter colors. And it's still pretty bright, but it's also subdued. So you can really wear a strong eye with this, or you can go for more of a very natural eye, because it is so opaque, but I love this color. I have found this one looks the most different than the packaging. The packaging to me looks like a purple. Compared to the violet, totally different, but you would kind of think they look more similar, and they really don't. I think that this color is very flattering. When I wear this to work, a lot of women ask me what I'm wearing, and they end up loving it and they buy it because I really think it's just super flattering for those colder seasons. So I think that this is a great one, and I would say more of a night out, deeper toned lip. Now this is Melted Berry. Super, super Christmassy and, you know, Thanksgiving time. I love this color. I think it's really nice for those people that don't want to necessarily wear bright red, but more deeper toned and warmer toned. I think this is a really flattering color, and I don't know, it just stuck out to me. So this one and Fig are my two main colors that I feel that when people see, they instantly want it and they instantly get it, because I think that they're really, really flattering and they're not as intimidating as the brighter colors. Now this is Melted Velvet. When I saw it, I kind of wished it would have come out a little bit more brown tone as it looks like on the tube, and I don't think the camera picks it up right. But the more I put it on, like, it actually started looking, it looked more like a bright red, like a true red, and then it started turning more blood red, and that's kind of what I see now. And then the longer I leave it on, I feel like it gets a bit deeper. So I do really like that. I think it's a nice deep red for those people that want that deep color without going too dark. But I just wish it had a tiny bit more brown to it. Alright, and that concludes my review and swatch for the Melted lipsticks by Too Faced. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, you don't have all the colors, but these are my favorite ones that stood out as the collection grew bigger and bigger and bigger. And I did accumulate these again over some time, not right away. So yeah, let me know what colors you guys have and what your favorite ones are. Again, I think that this is a really nice alternative to the ones that have been coming out, like the liquid lipstick by Anastasia and just some other brands. I think that these are a little bit more accessible. Now it's still on the high end. I believe they are $16, but Again, they are more accessible than ordering online. They are at all Ulta stores and Sephora's. So thank you guys again so much for watching. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!